Hey everybody, we're back for another reaction. This is Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun. Race War.
It's okay to be racist, as long as you hating on the Caucasians, teaching white kids that their shade's the same as school shooters and rapists. Maybe I'm tripping because the white children have been getting taught that they got white privilege by the white guys in the high heels who identify as the white women. I'm not proud to be white, but I'm fine with it, because I'm not allowed to have pride in it, because the colonizers and the white bigots made white history my business. I ain't never gonna give a damn if you like me. I ain't gon' trip when they stereotype me. I'm a white boy, and a white boy like me knows that all lives matter. Bite me. When I was younger, they taught me to never see color, to treat every man as if he was my brother. But now that we're grown up, we hate one another for all of the ways that we struggle and suffer. They coming for blood and we running for cover. The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover.
Dang, he talks fast.
Yeah, yes. And makes some really good, solid points.
Yes. He pretty much echoes a lot of what I've thought kind of the whole time, this growth of using racialized language all the time has come to be. Like back in high school, I used to think the best way that we can really try to nip this in the bud
is to tell racist jokes.
I wasn't going to go there. I was actually going to say is to not even acknowledge racial differences to children and let children play with kids of another race without acknowledging that they're of another race, so that they just never understand to even use that as a measuring tool, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we don't think of hair color as being a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be like, oh, like you have blonde hair and you have this hair and stuff. But then adults start to get really uncomfortable talking about like skin color, you know?
Yeah.
But like kids don't. It's like, oh, that's the kid with the brown skin, or like the kid with the kind of brownish skin, or the kid with the really white skin, you know?
Yeah.
Or like my skin's kind of pinkish and yours is kind of yellowish pinkish, you know? And
mine's very pinkish at watching these videos.
like I think my kids look like me until we put our arms next to each other.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, mine are the same way. It's like, man, I wish I could tan like you kids.
But sometimes I'm darker than them, just depending on the kid. But it's like a slightly different color, you know, like a different tint, you know? Anyway, but yeah, it's like, let them play, let it be normal. That's how it was for me growing up. Like, no one was, like, I go play with my Mexican friends or my Polynesian friends, and it was never like, oh, Mom, I'm going to go play with a Polynesian or a Mexican or something. It's like, I'm just going to
I'm going to go play with the kid next door.
Yeah, whatever.
I never actually thought anything about... So I grew up in Las Vegas, and there's a fairly large Mexican population there. I never thought about hanging out with my Mexican friends until I went and joined a soccer league with my Mexican friends and realized, oh, I don't speak this language. I don't know what's going on. I need you to translate for me, please, buddy. Other than that, I never even thought about it.
Yeah, it never crossed my mind. Growing up in Alaska's a super diverse place, like racially. And I've lived in native villages, but even like in town, like it's really diverse, you know? And it's like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But again, maybe that's my privilege talking.
It's possible.
But, you know, none of my friends really talked about it either in elementary school, you know? They were like, I'm the Polynesian.
Yeah.
You know, unless they were foreign. Like, we had some kids, like, move to our school from, like, Poland or from Korea. And it was like, yeah, you're Korean. You came from Korea.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to America.
Well, and it's not like just not speaking about race would get rid of the issue, because people have always judged each other based on some outward characteristic or tribal affiliation throughout all time. Like if you go back and look at European history, when they were all white people fighting amongst each other, it was still like, well, you're associated with this tribal group, therefore we need to beat you. Or if you look at Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive, it was based on eye color, which is really stark, looking at this guy's eyes that are not the same color.
Yeah, that's cool.
I actually have a friend who has that. Backing up a few seconds. Okay, go.
The government wants us divided and dumber, addicted and drunk in the gutter, so we never wake up and never recover. Call me culture vulture cause I rap good. I don't pop Zans or smoke backwoods, but they call me a wigger and label me Hitler and hate like I'm wearing a Klan hood. It ain't left or right or black or white, it's good and evil. Elite folks hate normal people. United we stand and divided we fall. America, we gotta get real. You were segregated, that was not fair. You were enslaved, they did not care. But you were never on a plantation and my generation was not there. That's trauma in your DNA, causing what we see today. I pray to God you staying strong, don't wanna see no man in pain. You white folks, I'm embarrassed. Some of y'all are such Karens. That prejudice you inherited was racism from your parents. Get that poison out your veins. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they wanna.
Dang!
Dude.
Oh, this is the first time in a while I've heard one of Tom MacDonald's songs and just been like, yes!
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Yes!
His we've been reacting to some of his other songs, you know, that were like more aggressive, you know.
Yeah.
This is like aggressive in a very precise way. You know, it's not belligerent. It's like very like, look, here's the problem. And you all have the problem and none of you have the problem. But if you're the one who has the problem out of all the people and none of the people, then fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. I dig.
He's just speaking the truth, and you can tell it's coming from a position of someone who has friends of multiple different races and doesn't care about that. And it's feels like it's so much harder to do that nowadays because everyone's being taught to focus on that, and the more that we focus on it, the more that divide is going to deepen.
Yeah, you would say that, Whitey. Just kidding. He's not white.
Yes, I am.
It's like.
It's very.
You're like 18 different colors, man.
I'm like very pink.
Like so many different colors. You're like a rainbow.
They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more. If you born black, you lose. Might as well go get that. You gon' die before you 25, get shot over your shoes. You gon' get killed by police even when you follow the rules. If you listen to the news, you gon' believe all this is true. I ain't feel no white guilt. They don't ride for me when I'm killed. I guess white lies don't matter, it's sad, but that's the way that I feel. I feel like they feel like I don't know what they all call me. Cis white male, bigot, racist, he's a Nazi. That's not me. I'm not one of these white liberal commies who think black America needs allies in they army. Your neighborhood's all gated, claim you pro-black, but you faking. Guys are dying on the pavement. All your hashtags won't save them. That ain't gangster. People begging for their life still. I know white people who can't afford to pay their light bill, who might feel like they the ones who losing their life, when the worst thing you could be is not ashamed to be white. White privilege is a system they position for division. If you black, you go to prison. If you white, your life is different. Take some money, race religion, sprinkle in some ammunition, and make everyone believe that the other team is the villain. I ain't pro-black, I ain't pro-white, I'm pro-American. Every color turns to bones one day when you bury them. Whites and blacks are all the same. They want us in our graves, just let me try to explain. I swear they...
That line, all colors turn to bones when you bury them.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they always, like it's like the line like everybody bleeds red. You know, like we're all people. Dude, and this whole thing, I like what he said right at the beginning. He's like, look, if you're black, your life's gonna be bad. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. And they're gonna try to make you believe what I just said.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, yeah, belief has a lot to do with a lot of things, you know? Like, I had two friends that I worked with over the summer one time.
Okay.
Really good friends of mine. They're both Mexican, or their parents immigrated from Mexico. And so I think they might have both been born there, or one of them was. Anyway, Mexican-American buddies. And one of them is like, they're treating me this way because I'm Mexican, if something bad happened or whatever, you know? And the other guy's just like, no, I don't know. It's just like he just takes things as like it's my responsibility. Like if somebody treats me badly or if I think something bad is going on, I need to like talk to them and figure it out and do things with it, you know. And it was just interesting to like kind of see the interplay between them and kind of like how they would react with the world and stuff. And I think that summer together changed like all of us a little bit, you know, like because we all like learned a little more about ourselves and about each other. But it's just interesting to see like how things are. You know, we had this thing called confirmation bias where it's like when you believe a thing really strongly, you start to see evidence for it all around. So if you believe that like people are terrible to you because of your skin color or that you're a horrible person because of your skin color, then you will start to see evidence for that belief. Well, the thing is, like, you can change that narrative and the evidence will change automatically with you. So it's not a matter of like, there's more evidence for this or that. It's like, what are you believing and how is that actually helping you and helping the people around you? The evidence is going to just like show, you know, unless you're actually like doing some kind of scientific method, which most people, when they're looking at just, you know, a sign or something, is not the scientific method.
The same, they want us in our grave, just let me try to explain. I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more.
Okay, I really like the way they're using the. I'm not sure if these are actors or just people that they've kind of collected to play these scenes, but I like the way they're using them in that they start every time it's up on the close-ups, they're looking away, and really the only thing you can take in about them at that point is like their general appearance, and they look up, eyes right in the camera, and they make a connection, and it's funny how, or emphasizes how much looking someone in the eyes individualizes them. It's no longer like about what color skin you are or trying to find defining characteristics about the person. It's individualizing. You connect with that person more deeply that way, and really emphasizes just how important it is to see people as individuals, not as a group. Everyone, of course, has a balance between individual identity and collective identity, but it's very important that we're not so obsessed with collective identity that we forget that individuals are different within collective identities.
You got to remember that to demonize somebody is an effort. Like, you have to refuse to see them as a person.
Yeah.
You have to, like, convince yourself that they're less than you or they're worse than you. And the thing is, like, we're all people. And yeah, there's, like, people who do good things and bad things. We all do. Like, I do bad things all the time, you know? Like, try not to, but, you know, I do. Jason knows I do.
We all do.
But, yeah, exactly right. Like, if you can just look at the person, that's the first step to seeing them for who they are and not for who you think they should be.
Yeah.
Good point.
Thank you. I think that's what they were trying to emphasize in making the music video this way.
They want us in a race war, dying in the streets. Should be us against them, but it's you against me. Ain't nobody gonna win, everybody gonna see that the color of your skin don't change the color that you bleed.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day.
The use of that sound effect, very effective, because they're talking about a race war, and they say the color of your skin doesn't change the color that you bleed, and then you hear a gunshot. It's like that, at that moment when a gunshot is fired, that's when all bets are off. That's when everything is now permanent. That is when so much damage has been done that damage to the shooter and damage to, obviously, to the person who's been shot happens. And that's when you can see PTSD a lot of times will take effect on the person who has shot someone else. As soon as you see the blood and realize if that had been me, I would have the same blood coming out of me. It's the same color. It's terrifying. It's graphic. And we've all kind of experienced that when you watch like war movies that show how visceral war can be.
Right. That's called moral injury from like a therapeutic standpoint. Mm-hmm. Moral injury. It's when you do something that is against your moral code. And like killing somebody is against most people's moral code.
Yeah.
Even if they've been taught to do so.
Yeah, like military personnel. That they end up with PTSD from moral injury so often.
Right. Like generally cops don't become cops so that they can go on killing sprees, mm-hmm. right? But often they're put in situations where they do end up causing harm or killing somebody, and that can have a profound effect on them.
Yeah.
I swear they want us in a race war, dying every day for whose lives matter more. I won't be dying in the race war. Our government is paid for, 'cause our lives matter more.
Okay, last thoughts on this. I honestly think that this is going to be one of Tom MacDonald's like best performing songs. Like going forward, Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun, I think that they're going to see a ton of views on this one, because I think that the message that they're talking about is not just like for white people or for black people or this or that. It's really a message about everyone and about everyone loving everyone. And if you do carry around baggage, figuring out your baggage and not like putting that back into society. Because yes, there are people who come with generational trauma. There are people who come with these generational prejudices and all these different things that we carry around. Like now it's our turn to examine ourselves, examine our lives, examine our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings, and then do something about it. And then that's how we're going to make a change here. And this is for everybody. And I think that this song very beautifully and very poignantly conveys that and shares that. And I'm really happy with this song.
Yeah, I really like that they did not try to put down the thought of generational trauma. When Tom MacDonald goes on his verse and he says in more words, says the generational trauma exists, but I didn't do it, and you weren't on the plantation, right? And he's saying these problems exist, and it's not necessarily just going to go away.
Like not get over it.
Yeah, it's not get over it. It's there. It's something we have to deal with. But every generation of mankind has progressed consistently in some way. They say standing on the shoulders of giants. It's now our turn to become the next step of giants, to help humankind progress in some way, to get over this prejudice and racism a little bit more. We don't want to be seen as a generation where things got worse because we decided to focus on the wrong things, because we were too weak to realize that we all matter. Every single person around us individually matters. Their story matters. We want to be, just like all the giants that have come before us, able to say that, hey, we were able to raise the level of humanity a little bit, and it's time to pass that on to the next generation so they can continue to do the same.
And it's about loving those around you and loving yourself too. Like accepting those around you for who they are and accepting yourself for who you are.
Yep.
Like all of it. You're part of the society too. I love this. I'm giving this one a gold star.
Well done, Tom.
And Adam.
Glad to see you guys back at it.
Go ahead and subscribe, catch more reactions like this, and we will see you guys on the next one.